You've done a push-up wrong today, and your shoulder already knows it. Not because you're weak, not because your form looks bad in the mirror, because the mistake happens in the 1 second before the rep even starts, and almost nobody checks for it. Here's what actually happens when you drop into a push-up. Your hands hit the floor, your brain says go, and your shoulder blades do whatever they want because you were never taught to control them. That's the whole problem. Let's talk about what's supposed to happen. Your shoulder blade, the scapula, isn't just sitting there decoratively. It rotates, tilts, and glides across your rib cage every time your arm moves. During a push-up, it's supposed to protract, meaning it spreads slightly away from your spine as you lower and retract, pulling back in as you push up. That movement keeps your shoulder joint centered and your rotator cuff tendons out of the way. Most people skip that part entirely. Their shoulder blades stay pinned back the whole time, like they're bracing for a hug that never comes. Which sounds like good posture. It is not. A frozen scapula forces all the load straight into the joint instead of distributing it across the shoulder girdle. Every rep, that narrow gap where your rotator cuff lives, gets a little more compressed. Think of it like a door hinge. A hinge that swings freely, spreads the load across the whole mechanism every time the door opens and closes. Now jam that hinge, force the door to move anyway, and all that stress goes straight into one spot. That's your shoulder joint on a locked scapula. Same door, same movement, completely different wear pattern. Here's the part that makes this sneaky. You won't feel it on rep 1 or rep 10. This isn't an injury that announces itself. It's death by 1,000 reps, a slow accumulation of compression that shows up months later as a click, a pinch, or that dull ache you've started blaming on just getting older. You're not getting older, you're getting compressed. Here's the mistake nobody talks about. Flaring your elbows out to 90 degrees because it looks like a full range push-up. It doesn't build a bigger chest. It just cranks your shoulder into a position where the impingement space is smallest, then adds load on top of it. You're not training harder, you're training your shoulder to file a complaint. The fix isn't complicated. It's one cue. Let your shoulder blades move. As you lower, let them spread apart naturally. As you push up, actively pull them back together, like you're trying to pinch something between them at the top. Keep your elbows around a 45-degree angle from your torso, not flared to the sides. That's it. That's the whole correction. Now here's how to know if you're actually doing it right. If your shoulder blades stay glued together the entire set, you're still frozen. If you feel the movement happening near your neck instead of your upper back, you're shrugging, not retracting, and that's a different problem entirely. The correct feeling is your upper back doing the traveling, not your neck, not your ears creeping towards your shoulders. And no, the deficit push-up or the advanced wide elbow version everyone posts online doesn't fix this. It makes it worse. Bigger range of motion with a frozen scapula just means more compression more often. Advanced doesn't mean safer. Sometimes it just means the mistake happens with more enthusiasm. This isn't just a push-up problem either. The same frozen scapula pattern shows up in bench press, in dips, in overhead work. Fix it here, in the cheapest, most accessible exercise you own, and you fix the pattern everywhere else it was quietly wrecking you. There's a reason this mistake is so common, too. Most people learned push-ups from a gym teacher, a YouTube thumbnail, or a drill sergeant in a movie, none of whom were coaching scapular mechanics. You were taught, keep your body straight and go all the way down, which is true, but incomplete. Nobody mentioned the shoulder blade because it's invisible under a t-shirt. You can't see the mistake happening, so you never think to fix it. Compare that to something like a squat, where your knees caving in is obvious in any mirror. The scapula hides the evidence. If you want a quick way to feel this without even doing a push-up, try it standing up first. Put your hands on a wall, shoulder width apart. Push into the wall until your shoulder blades spread apart, then pull them back together without moving your arms. That's the exact motion your push-up is missing. Do that 10 times before your next set, and your body has a reference point. It didn't have 5 minutes ago. Before you go test this out, a quick word on recovery. Because fixing your form doesn't erase weeks of compressed tendons overnight. If your shoulder's been cranky, mobility work matters as much as the fix itself. Today's sponsor handles exactly that gap, but we'll get back to your shoulders in a second. So here's your actual takeaway. Next set of push-ups, do this. Hands under shoulders, elbows at 45 degrees, and let your shoulder blades spread as you lower, pull together as you push up. Feel the difference immediately. It won't feel harder. It'll feel like the rep finally makes sense. If you want the full progression, from your first controlled push-up to the advanced variations that actually build toward one-arm push-ups without wrecking your shoulders along the way, that's exactly what the calisthenics playbook walks you through. Step by step, no guessing. So yeah, you've done a push-up wrong today. Your shoulder's known it this whole time. Now, you don't have an excuse.